Squabble up, squabble up, squabble up, squabble up, squabble up, squabble up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of CarRideReactions, the show where we hope you smash that like button when you're watching. We just walked out of the Smashing Machine, A24's new film, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Emily Blunt. In the car pool today, we got myself, we got Ken. What'd you think, Ken?
Wow. Really good movie. Really good movie. However, I think I'm going to go an 8. 8 even.
Okay.
I think
what'd you give it on the card?
On the card, I gave it a B.
Yeah,
because
I did
it
too.
was A, B, C, D, E, F.
Same score.
So I gave it a B.
Yeah.
The reason I did that, while this movie was easily Dwayne Johnson, The Rock's greatest role, like easily.
Best acting, easy.
He did so good and literally embodied Mark Kerr. Like, I never knew anything about this guy, but Dwayne Johnson is now Mark Kerr to me. Mm-hmm. As good as that was, and as good as like the storytelling was, it almost felt empty. Like, I felt like there were a lot of moments where there just wasn't anything actually going on. But man, the way it was shot, like, they really took you back into the late 90s, early 2000s, and like how things felt, how it was shot, how it, like, you know, the music, the cars, like everything was definitely the vibe. But I don't know, just something about it felt like there was a little bit, like I wanted a little bit more from it. So that's why I went an 8.
Yeah, so same. I actually have very similar thoughts about the movie. Easily The Rock's best acting. Probably the best movie he's been in if we're talking like actual movie. Yeah. But I don't know if empty is the right word, but I know exactly what you're talking about, because there's moments of that movie that, like, in a normal movie would be like very rewarding things. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, he beat a drug addiction, and it wasn't even very rewarding in the movie because it happened so fast and they just moved past it.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what to think of the wife. Like, at times they tried to make it seem like, you know, she was very loving. Other times they tried to make it seem like she was a big problem. I mean, I'm almost cool with that because relationships are complicated. Sometimes it's not black and white, and their relationship was obviously not black and white. But to your point, it was like there was so much happening in the movie and things didn't necessarily feel like they had a lot of weight to them. Like, at the beginning of the movie, he was freaking out that he lost a fight. It ended up being no contest. Then he ends up losing a fight, and it's not as
not
heavy.
A big deal at all.
And I'm not sure we saw the, like, character growth along the way as to why he did not care about that fight anymore.
The only thing I can think of maybe to that point is the fact that when he cared a lot, he was using still at that point. Yeah, so maybe it's just the fact that while, like, because he kept going into, you get that high when you win. You get that real, like, it's a real high that you get when you win. So maybe it's the fact that, like, he was no longer using and he doesn't really get that anymore. Mm-hmm. So maybe that's why he was a little more content with it. But no, I agree. That same, like, the same thing that you said about when he beats a drug addiction. It's almost like he beat it and then we moved just right on to the next scene. I was like, did we just, like, forget that he just had to go to rehab for 21 days and it just kind of just happened and we're moving on to him fighting and preparing for the next fight? Like, it's, I mean, maybe that's just truly how his life was, and maybe that's what they were trying to push to us, was like, regardless of all of that's what's going on, he still had to, like, provide for his family and whatnot. So
what I think it did well is it was a really cool, it was just a cool story about, like they said, a guy, like, everybody knows the UFC and MMA fighters now. Nobody really knows who this guy was. Yeah. So it was just a cool story to show, like, you know, back before these people were making money to put their you know, bodies and lives on the line like this. Here's a guy who was doing it just because he loved it. I mean, and he seemed like such an interesting guy. He seemed like a very, like, almost very peaceful kind of Zen guy.
Yeah.
When he wasn't in the ring. Like, the only time you ever saw him have non-Zen moments was when he either lost the first time or when he was having weird dynamics with his girlfriend. Mm-hmm. But, like, other than that, I mean, he was pretty chill out the whole time. So it was a really cool, just interesting story. I just think where they failed a little bit was the moments that should have had more weight to them. Didn't have a ton of weight, but I thought The Rock killed it. Emily Blunt killed it. Mm-hmm. The only thing The Rock, I'm going to knock The Rock. He needs to go learn how to cry a little bit better, like fake cry. But other than that, like, all the acting he did was perfect. Like,
it was really good. And shout out to the prosthetics team or whatever that did his face, because, man, he truly looks unrecognizable in some scenes. Like, obviously, you know it's him, and, like, there are certain parts where it, like, definitely sticks out. It's like, okay, this was definitely The Rock. But, like, there are moments where it truly is like, yeah, I did not even realize that this was him doing this movie, right? Like, it was really, really good, really impressive.
There was a couple shots, like, even knowing it's him, where I had to be like, is that, because when he had the goatee and the bald head at the end, there was a couple scenes where I was like, was that him? Or was that supposed to be someone else? Fun question. When you saw the trailer the first time, did you know it was him?
The first time I saw it, no. But, like, as, like, I mean, I'll say it back. The first time I watched the trailer, initially, when I, like, first comes on the screen, I'm like, who the heck is that? But it looks really cool. And then, like, as the trailer progresses, I was like, oh, wait, that's The Rock. Wait, what? Like, I was stunned. So it was more like that. Like, I could tell it was him after a while, but, again, first initial looks at him, you can't really tell at all.
For me, it was, I did not think that was The Rock while I was watching the trailer the first time. And then, like, 30, 40 seconds in, I go, is that The Rock? No. I really went back and forth the whole trailer before it popped up at the end, Dwayne Johnson. I was like, oh, man, like, that actually is him. Yeah, he did a good enough job. I'm still Batista on my best wrestling actor.
I would probably agree there. Yeah, because he's shown a little bit more range. He's done a few different things, so I would probably agree with that.
He's had more range, and I still like Cena as Peacemaker. Cena, if anyone watches Peacemaker, in season 2, this most recent episode, episode like 5 or 6, I can't remember which one it is. Cena was acting his ass. That was some of the best acting I've ever seen Cena do, honestly, too. So, but I mean, wrestling into acting is such a. It makes so much. It's like baseball into golf. It just makes sense because there's so many things that like mesh up. Like I'd almost venture to say 80% of wrestling is like acting or entertainment. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Playing out a script. So, it's not surprising that he's made a good acting career. It's just nice to see him get one of those like. This is a role. I don't think he's gonna like win any awards for this one or anything. I just don't think the movie's quite good enough. The prosthetics person maybe should win an award though, actually. But yeah, it was enjoyable. It was not quite what I thought it would be either, though. I don't know if that makes sense. Like less fighting than I thought there might be.
Yeah, and that's I can appreciate it because maybe that's not what it was about. It was more about just the struggles and the things that he went through and the fact that he wasn't making a ton of money.
Yep.
But yeah, I agree. There was way less for it to be called Smashing Machine. We didn't see a ton of smashing.
Yeah. Not particularly. Yeah. I mean, but it did it gave us a chance to see like better acting and better like because it was really just kind of a story of his life in a way that wasn't necessarily it wasn't about a big fight. It wasn't necessarily about his career. It was just kind of like dropped off in a moment in time of his life. So
yeah,
I don't know. Like you said, maybe it was supposed to be like that. But Smashing Machine, unless that was his nickname or something.
I think that's what it was. I think his nickname was because at the very end, the way they kind of worded it was like he is Mark Kerr, the Smashing Machine. So I think that's like just maybe his nickname or something. We'll have to look it up or something.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's worth seeing. A24 really delivers. It's only was an 8 for me because it was just kind of what we said. There was just moments that probably should have had more weight and they didn't quite land on that, and you kind of felt it at points. Like that's really my only knock on the movie, though.
Agreed.
What about any other thoughts on the movie?
No, I would definitely go check it out though. Yeah. Everyone go check it out. Like I said, The Rock did his big one for this one for sure. So definitely go check it out.
Absolutely. What a quick question. When you think of like fighting movies, what are some of your go-to like fight movies?
Fighting.
Okay, fighting's a good one. I like Never Back Down.
Never Back Down is a great
one. As cheesy as
I won't say better. Fighting's better movie.
I like Never Back Down.
Never Back Down is enjoyable to me. Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think of some other ones.
Were you a Rocky and obviously Creed? But did you like Rocky and Creed and all those?
Yeah, I haven't seen every single Rocky, but I watched them growing up.
I've seen a lot of the Rockies. I do like the Creeds. I like Southpaw. It's a great boxing movie. If you've ever seen that one.
Did you like Ali?
Ali's good. Ali is good actually because I watched it not too long ago, like within the last few years because I'd never seen it, and I was surprised. Will Smith did really good with that.
Yeah. Who's a fighter that you would like to see a movie done
on? I mean, see, I don't know a lot of their backstories. My buddy Chris, who's he's really into UFC, he would have a great answer to this. My favorite fighter is Stipe Miocic, and I think he does like I think he's like a volunteer firefighter or something. Oh, wow. So there might be a story there. He might be a cool one. He's getting kind of old now. Yeah. Didn't GSP have kind of a weird history? He might be a cool guy to see a movie about. Chuck Liddell.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Call Iceman.
Iceman. Yeah.
Chuck Liddell, Iceman.
That would be a cool one, honestly.
And then, I mean, there's some wrestlers and some other combat sport people that they could probably make some good ones on. But those off the top of my head. What about you?
I'd say Brock Lesnar, honestly.
Oh, Brock Lesnar would be a good one.
Because you'd get the combination of the UFC start and then the WWE finish. Yep. So that would actually be a really cool one, in my opinion.
I think Brock Lesnar, he did UFC finish, WWE start. He's still in WWE. He was also a Minnesota Viking.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, he was a practice squad guy or preseason camp guy.
The dude's lived like 5 lives.
Yeah, right. And then he may also, I feel like he may have another weird claim to fame. He might have been like a college wrestling world champion or something like that.
Gotcha.
So he's done some stuff. But yeah, I like the combat sport movies, so keep bringing those on
for sure.
What about a trailer? What was your favorite trailer?
We got there a little bit later. I would say, I guess The Bride.
Honestly.
Again? Yeah, I'd say The Bride. We've seen, I feel like, every single one of them.
Yeah, I think so.
No, I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna say Marty Supreme.
Marty Supreme. That was gonna be my honorable mention. Mine was I was gonna see Springsteen anyway. I know you said you're iffy on Springsteen.
Yeah,
that was the best trailer I'd seen for Springsteen. That was a really, really good looking trailer.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's pretty much all my thoughts on it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'm actually not sure what our next one is. I don't think we're gonna do Tron. We might end up doing that. I might end up doing it now, honestly, just because. So we'll keep you posted on that. Roofman's coming up. We got November is going to be good because we got Predator, we got Running Man.
Still got Anemone to see. That also came out today.
Anemone came out today. Yeah, I'm actually down. Like, if you want to go see that or later this week, that's probably the next one we do if we go see that.
Yep.
But keep watching, y'all. We're gonna keep pumping out stuff on TikTok, Instagram. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube. Helps with the algorithm, all that. Trying to grow our channel, so do what you can to help. We appreciate it, and we'll see you next time we're in the carpool.
Y'all like and subscribe.
Later, y'all.